Kazar everybody, welcome to a little bit of a different video today because I'm actually making an Atom Shop update video. And you're probably thinking to yourself, what the Fraggle Rock is going on with your head right now? Why are you making an update video? Well, funnily enough, because the bundle that is in the Atom Shop for this week until next Tuesday is something that I've wanted for a while, ever since it was data mined, and I was actually surprised by how good it was. Now, it ties in with the Flyboy bundle a little bit. And by the way, the Flyboy bundle is back in the Atom Shop if you wanted it, along with a bunch of other ones, so go get them. They're actually pretty damn dirt cheap. And also, don't forget to pick up your free 76 military beret, which is actually not that bad. But the one that is actually in, the main one that is focused, is the Encampment Fortress bundle, which is funny because there's been about 3 or 4 videos of people that I know, and nobody knows why it's called the Flying Fortress, which is a real shame because the Boeing B-17 Flying Fortress is a beautiful plane from the 1930s, used all the way through the Second World War. Funnily enough, some people get it mixed up with the B-29 Super Fortress, which was the one used to drop bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. But my god, I have wanted this for a while. So it was data mined, I think, like a month or so ago. So I've been waiting for this to pop in, and there's quite a few things that you get with the full bundle. The bundle is actually 1,200 atoms, so it's one of the cheapest bundles that has ever been out that actually has some good stuff in it. And you get a couple of things. You get 2 defensive bollards, as they were. One of them's the Dragon Tooth, the other one's the Hedgehog. You actually get the main kind of fuselage without the tail or the wings or the nose of the Flying Fortress, the B-17 Flying Fortress, which is actually really cool, okay? It's better than I thought it would be. And then you get a super dope bridge, 2 parts to it. There's the actual entrance side part and then the middle parts. And then you get probably the worst part of this thing, which is the actual kind of cage defensive door and fence. They're kind of shit in this one, and Bethesda's been extremely lazy with the gates on this one, and they've just reused a sound effect, which, my god, when I put down a bunker just to test this as well, and yeah, the gates inside of that specific one are just a reuse of the communist bunker door, so it's pretty fucking boring around there. There's also this cool camo military utility cap. I'm not going to get that because, to be honest, it's not my kind of thing. It's cool, but for 250 atoms, not even close, mate. So I think it's about time that we skedaddle on into the game to actually show you off some of the cool stuff. So I laid it all out of everything that you get in the bundle, and we're going to start with the actual fences, because they're the easiest ones to do, and there's actually 2 variants of it, which is kind of weird, because they don't look the same. So this one, the first one, is actually a snappable variant. So the walls and the gate snap. Now, I thought I was actually screwing up trying to place some of these things, but you can actually see, it snaps. However, the second version of it doesn't snap. So if you've wanted to build more of a free-flowing kind of thing, or just put one of them down, I'm guessing that's why they did this. There's 2 versions. One snaps, one doesn't. So I'm guessing the non-snapping one is for when you're placing down one. I'm not quite sure. It kind of baffled me. Why do we need 2 different variants of the same thing, and the only difference is one of them doesn't snap? I don't know. But behind me is the Chinese bunker. Now, I told you this for a reason, so listen to this. Yeah, you got that in your mind? Well, let's go through it. Let's go through it one more time, and you can have a good listen. So we're going to open it again. Ready? And we just open it. So you hear that? That is the noise that is made by this gate. Now, funnily enough, a while ago, I think like 2 months back, they released this, the Communist Bunker. Listen to this. You hear that? And now listen to it closing. That's how Bethesda is, getting around, I guess, reusing sound effects. They're just being extremely lazy with it, which is pretty funny. But I gotta say though, it doesn't irk me as much. It just shows how lazy Bethesda can be sometimes. But onto a really fun thing is the actual bridge section of it. So the bridge section is already broken, which is pretty funny because you can actually just float build a bunch of this stuff by connecting it up and then deleting one part. So it's kind of like putting down a door and then deleting the floor. But I'm really happy with this build. Now, I've already got ideas kind of flowing through my brain of what I could do with this build. And just to show you how fun this is. You can just literally put one of them down, put another one on it, and then attach you just third one onto that, get rid of that one, boom, there you go. I'm already thinking of like obstacle courses and stuff like that you can do with it. I'm really happy about this bridge, man. It shows a lot of detail. I wish they would have done way more of this kind of stuff earlier on. And for the price of 1,200 atoms, that you get basically it's basically a player home, this one, which I'm happy with. It's great. The Flying Fortress was shown to be through a data mine, and I knew as soon as that bundle came out, I was getting it, and I was on it fast. You can say, no, don't put salt and vinegar on my chips, I'm a vegan. But let's show off the last part of it before we actually get into the Flying Fortress. So this is the Hedgehog and the Dragon Tooth. I wish they were bigger. They're kind of dinky, and I get what they are. They're anti-personnel kind of stuff. Okay, I thought they were tank traps, which technically they kind of are, but they're more of a smaller anti-personnel one, because a tank would roll right over one of them. It would roll right over the Hedgehog. The Dragon Tooth probably screw it up, and I think it's designed in a way to actually pierce through tank treads and stop them, or potentially scrape off the under armor, which is the more weaker point of a tank from, you know, World War II, because people caught on and realized putting angled armor on a tank, it's really good. But the Flying Fortress itself, a little bit of a letdown in some areas. So you can see that they've reused some of the assets. The back of my Flyboy outfit has the Nuka Girl riding the bomb on it, and they've literally just taken it and put it onto the plane. They haven't changed it, they haven't edited, they haven't removed the amount of kills. The bombs, by the way, the little bombs represent the amount of kills that the plane managed to get. So there's another little World War II trivia for you. But the rest of the build itself, actually really nice. I like the fact that some of the things have been patched up. So the top gun port has been patched up. The rear, and I'm trying to remember the layout of a B-17 Super Fortress, but there's a door back here that would lead into towards the tail gunner. And I think, no, so where you live is actually the bomb bay. Right, okay, yeah, no, my brain's trying to figure this out because the layout of a Super Fortress is kind of weird. It changes a few times. So the interior, it comes with this unique door as well, by the way, which is a real shame because it's the only one that can connect to the actual build itself, to the actual structure, and I like it. It's actually a really nice door. The hinges are really cool. I like the fact that it is basically a repurposed door from inside the plane, but you can't put any other door on it. Which is a real shame because you could have had a lot of fun putting on random bits of doors. It's a crashed plane or a reclaimed plane from, you know, an airport. So why can't we put other doors on it? That'd be really cool. So Bethesda, get on that, please. But the interior section I've actually lit up with lights because with the time I started recording this, it was already turning night in the game. And I really like the use of the cage lights in this. I put the cage lights in and I figured out it's actually really cool. So this section would actually be the bomb bay. There would be two trap doors underneath. Well, there'd be a trap door underneath here for dropping out the bombs, and I like it. It reminds me of like Fallout 4 player homes. You know, the ones that you could mod into the game, which was both on PC and console. And I'm really happy with it as I tap my glass. This is probably the best thing that they've put out in a while. I'm actually trying to think back to something that might be better than it, or might be on par with it, and I can't think of anything. I think the closest I get is the train from the Western themed kind of stuff, you know, the one that had the separating doors in the middle, which funnily enough I also have. Nothing beats this Flying Fortress. I've already got a build underway that I started building after I recorded this like 6-7 hours ago. But it's really good, and the actual plane itself is cheap as fuck. That's nothing. It does mean you can only build one of them, which is a shame. I would have liked to build two and maybe built a plane graveyard. But that is an awesome, awesome bundle that has come into the item shop. So you've got until next Tuesday to either farm enough atoms to get it, you know, get it, maybe buy a couple of atoms, or just get the bundle in general. And I highly recommend it, man. It's amazing. The plane is detailed. It's looked like they've actually scanned a B-17 Flying Fortress, not the B-29 Super Fortress. And I'm so pleased with it. I'm probably going to do like 3 or 4 different builds inside this thing on videos, so you can look forward to them. But there we go. That is the only item shop I will probably ever update you on in a while, unless something awesome comes along. But you guys know the drill. Like, share, and subscribe. And really, I highly recommend getting that bundle. That is really cool. And for 1,200 atoms, I'm going to say cheap as chips. But until the next time, stay awesome.